Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see, in this game I'm playing the Tier 10 Pan-European destroyer Holland. I am divisioned with Ram, who is playing the Tier 10 US destroyer Gearing. This is a mixed tier match. We've got 10, 9, and 8 represented. There are CVs in the match. We're going to be facing off against an Audacious. In terms of radar threats, minimal. And in terms of DD threats, well, we've got the Elbing, Shima, Friesland, and Lightning. Friesland, of course, has long range, long-lasting, excellent hydro, and great guns. No torpedoes, but the threat that Friesland represents is definitely real. Lightning, of course, has pretty decent guns for the tier. Relatively short-range torpedoes, I believe they're 8 kilometers. They hit fairly hard if you get caught by one. Shima, of course, always a threat. Elbing, well, let's just say I'm not convinced that there are sufficient redeeming qualities in the new German destroyer line to be overly concerned. Was that tactful enough? Yeah, I picked up the Tier 9 and so I could report on it and make a video on it. And I played about 30-35 games in it to really give it a fair shakeout, and I just blech. I was not impressed. So in this game, Ram and I, we just said, you know what, let's just go right into Bravo. It looks like the bad guys have kind of left Bravo up for grabs. We've got, between the two of us, Ram's gearing is spec'd for AA. Yeah, I know. It's odd, but it's true. And of course Holland is pretty decent AA all by itself. So between the two of us, maybe we can shoot down some planes. I think Ram said he got 2 here, I got 3. So, we shot 5 planes down there. And apparently we convinced the CV that he should go over and bother the Fletcher. Okay, so the bad guys are in Alpha, the bad guys are in Charlie. We've got an Akazuki pushing into Alpha. Our Fletcher, well, he's sitting outside of Charlie, but I think primarily the threat that he's worried about there is the Cleveland radar. Yeah, look at those torpedoes. They are just blindingly fast. Now, if you're not familiar with the Pan-European destroyer line, let me say that I think they are incredibly fun to play. Alright, so we've got the Elbing out there. He looks like he's going to be playing it more like a cruiser, which is probably smart. The AP hits hard if something shows broadside, but if the Tier 9 is any example, it's probably big and clumsy, and I might catch the Monarch with the set that I threw behind there. So that's 3 torpedo hits and a couple of floods. So my goal now is to land more torpedoes on the core first, and that's kind of what Ram and I were talking about. And Ram was marveling at the speed of the torpedoes. And that's really one of the great things about this line. It has very, very fast torpedoes that reload quickly, and that allows you to get follow-up strikes. So you don't necessarily have to open up with your guns to get the damage over time that you look for typically with in most DD lines. If you land a torpedo, you want to follow that up with HE, or get your team to follow that up with HE, so that you can get the fires started, get them burning, and then over time you're going to do a lot of damage, because if somebody's already damage conned, the fires are just going to burn. Well, in this line, you can see the torpedoes reload in just over a minute. In this line, you don't necessarily have to open up with HE, because you're going to have torpedoes back up 30-35 seconds after your torpedoes have landed. Now, I imagine Kurfürst probably turned on his hydro after the first strike, but the torpedoes are so fast, even then landed 3. Now, they don't do a lot of damage, but what they do is what I was talking about a minute ago. presents an opportunity to create flooding, and that's what's going on right now. Of course, I didn't get the kill because our Montana was in position to be able to just absolutely wreck him. So I'm going to get back over here and see what I can do to help Ram. The Audacious has come after him. I'll get the AA fired up. See, I've reinforced the sector. Doing decent damage. Haven't really shot any down yet. Get some torpedoes out there for Thunderer. There's one. There's two. And Ram is basically unscathed. I am basically unscathed. And we are just having a good time with torpedoes, shooting down aircraft. Now, we were discussing here, something is in the Bravo cap. And my guess is it came through the gap between the islands on the north end of the cap. Wasn't sure what it was. My guess was that it was Shima, but turns out I was wrong. So that ended up being kind of interesting because you can see the aircraft coming back this way. I've turned off my AA because I don't want it to fire at long range because I wanted to see what was there before I committed to the AA and got spotted. Now I've landed a few torpedoes and I've got Jerzy Swirsky as the commander on this ship, so you land enough torpedoes and your special commander will proc, and now the torpedo reload is even faster. So we've got a Monarch and an Ibuki there. I'm probably going to take some damage here, but I'm going to get some torpedoes thrown out. I'm not too worried about the damage. I don't think they're going to sink me. Now I don't want to use my repair because now I can. Because I didn't want to get another fire immediately after. Now Ibuki's trying to outrun my torps, but Monarch turned inside of the Ibuki, and well, hilarity ensued. So I do land one on Ibuki and a few more on Monarch, and now I will try and start some fires. Okay, there's one. Reinforce that sector. I'm sure I'm going to be taking a shot here from the Monarch. I want to get another fire if I can. There it is. So we've got two fires. Those are going to burn a while. He damage conned the torpedo strike. He ate 4 or 5 torpedoes. Now, the game is actually fairly close. The bad guys have got 2 caps. We've only got 1. We've got a little bit of a points lead on the back of having security cap early, but this is far from over.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
Now, Ram and I were talking about that there's got to be, the lightning was out this way, and I think Ram's words were essentially, I think that lightning's trying to chase down our CV. So we ran this way. Each of us has radio location, and sure enough, the radio location indicators flipped to this side. So we've got at least 1 DD this side. So close. And there's the lightning. Now, he may not be alone. There was a Shima on this side. Nobody's seen her in a while. We've got aircraft coming in behind me. Gotta watch out for torpedoes here. But you can see the reload on these guns. It's just ridiculous. And that's it for the lightning. I did take a little damage there, but that's alright. 3 more planes shot down. And we're not quite 10 minutes in. I'm sitting at 162,000 damage. That's what this ship is capable of. If you know what you're doing playing a destroyer, and I certainly won't claim to be the world's best DD player, but If you're even fair to middling DD player, especially if you have a division mate, this ship can just wreck face. And Ram and I are just talking about, okay, we got to have the Shima down here somewhere. And there was a little bit of a conversation, and ultimately what was decided is that Ram could easily take care of the Shima. We know right where he's at. He's going to have help from the aircraft carrier and the Montana. So I'm going to head north and start working on a cap. Now, while all this conversation's been going on over the last minute or two, our team has just really done an outstanding job. Because at this point, the bad guys have lost half their ships. And we still have 10 ships in the game. Audacious just keeps coming out here trying to hit the rune, and that's given me a lot of opportunities. Now the Shima did manage to take out our FDR. And Friesland Daka's our Montana. Odin, our Odin, finishes off the enemy Bismarck. But still, we've lost 4 ships. Bad guys are down to 4 ships, and then 3 of them are destroyers. Now, yes, that's definitely a threat, but Ram is all over that Shima, and down he goes. So the bad guys have 3 ships now, and this is really all over but the shouting. My one regret is that I'm not going to get the opportunity to rack up a whole bunch more damage. I was really kind of excited about that, but you know, what are you going to do? There are a lot of games, it seems to me lately. I mean, there always have been in this game. A lot of lopsided games, but it seems to have really ticked up a notch. There seem to be even more than usual. I want to get my torpedoes off here far enough ahead so that there's no chance Rune can turn into them. Now, Friesland and Elbing, they're way out there. They're not going to be able to help at all. Odin looks like he's going to be able to secure this cap. So this game really is all over but the shouting. Audacious continues to reverse, but there's really just nowhere for him to go. And he's not going to outrun those torpedoes. There's just no way. They're way too fast. And he certainly cannot outrun Rune's guns. So I can see why he would want to make killing the Rune a priority. There's AA defense expert. 36 aircraft shot down and counting. Now, there were only 330 hit points left on the Audacious, but I did manage to finish him off. Hats off to our Rune for using his guns. Friesland takes out the Ikazuki. Their Friesland actually played a really good game, and I guess the Elbing did as well. It's just, at least in my opinion, difficult to do really well with these new heavy German destroyers. But as you can see, this is over. I mean, they've got 2 destroyers. They're both kind of bottled up there just on the northwest side of the Bravo cap against a Montana, Odin, and a Monarch. Ram's a little too far away to be much help, but no torpedoes from the Friesland, and the Elbing torpedoes, well, I can't say I know for sure how slow they are, but if they're anything like the rest of that line, they're slow as molasses. I was saying the other day, I told somebody, how slow are they? I said, well, 50 knots. I said, just imagine they move at the speed of smell. Yeah, Elbing's going to go down here any second. Yep, detonated. And this is going to end quite abruptly. At this point, I'm just wondering whether or not Rune and I are going to be able to secure this cap before it's all over. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was super fun to play. You don't get the chance to really shine in this ship like this. It's not that I broke any records or anything, but it was a personal best, I think, in this ship for me. And Ram and I had a great time working as a team. Really appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, I'd love to see them below. And I'll see you next time.